Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Tuesday. Today it is March 12th, and the CPI data report is about to be released. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that we are looking at. So NASDAQ market is up during this pre-market session 0.45%, and very quickly just wanted to review where this was going to be released so you guys have all the proper websites. So again, this is going to be released on bls.gov/CPI, and it will become available here. And market's expectation for this CPI data report is 3.1%, with our current rate of inflation at 3.1%. So just making sure that you guys are aware. It should be in less than 30 seconds that the CPI data report gets released. So again, if it's not too much to ask, I appreciate you guys tuning on in. Hopefully I earn your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, let's watch the market's reaction. So if you guys would like, I'd be more than happy, of course, to break down that CPI data report once it actually does get released. So just make sure you tune on in and stay subscribed to the channel so we can break it down together. Here we go. Should be any second now. And market is reacting in a negative way. So it looks like we are getting and seeing some selling pressure. Beautiful selling pressure. What did we come in at? Looks like NASDAQ market is going in the red. Let's see if it continues. So it looks like all items rose 0.4%, which is pretty much as expected, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Looks like it needs some time. Give it one quick second. Okay, so actually we came in at 3.2%, a little bit higher than what was expected. So 3.1% was the expectation. We came in at 3.2%. So is it horrible? Is it absolutely like out of left field? No, not necessarily. Is it good? No, not at all. So inflation did come in a little bit higher than what was expected, and we'll go ahead and break it down. Do you guys see this? 3.2% for overall inflation. And then we have all items less food and energy coming in at 3.8%. So we saw an increase in the month of February of 0.4%, and then we took away 0.4%. But based off of how this is calculated, we actually saw an increase from 3.1% to 3.2%. Do you guys see that there? So I'm just going to put this, copy it, and put it and pin it in our live chat just to make sure everyone has access to it. Okay, so NASDAQ market surprisingly is still in the green. It did pull back a little bit, but we're still seeing it trying to hold. Again, this CPI data report is not good by any means. Is it horrible? No, not necessarily. But remember, markets found any and every reason to continue to rally. So would it surprise me that the market tries to push up shortly after this? No, but as long as you understand what is coming from it, like this is not good news by any means, but you don't want to fight the direction of the market, right? So look at that NASDAQ market now trying to gain some traction. And this to me just shows me how greedy and manipulative the market is. There's nothing wrong with it, right? Like I can be like, oh my gosh, like this is so stupid. This shouldn't be happening. At the end of the day, the market does what the market wants to do. And at the end of the day, the truth will come to light, right? So when the Federal Reserve, takes this report and is like, okay, well, we are actually not seeing a drop on our inflation rate. it's not good, right? We can't expect a rate cut anytime soon or any of that stuff. So I'm not surprised by this by any means. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I want to share with you guys is that, well, what exactly does this mean, Ricky? It means inflation is a little bit stickier than what was expected. And again, the market's been waiting for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. And based off of it coming in higher than what is expected, I can't expect them to cut interest rates anytime soon. But let's go ahead and break it down. Do you guys want me to break down this overall report? Let's get to it very quickly. Is that cool? We'll keep it short. We'll keep it sweet. So how's the market going up? Again, Scott, market will find any and every reason to go up right now. It's incredibly bullish. And this is where there's like a lot of greed in the market. Do I think that and we see this happen from time to time. When the market is in a cycle that's very bullish, it finds any reason to continue to rally. But then it becomes so overbought. And then the truth comes to light that when the market does correct itself, it ends up paying for all this overreaction. And then people get offended, people get hurt because markets pull on back very hard, right? Hopefully that doesn't have to happen, but that's what I've experienced is just like we saw like during COVID, right? Markets rallied really hard and then guess what happened? Well, then we sold off for an entire year shortly after that, right? Markets always end up correcting themselves. If it's not now, then they're going to have to pay for it later. So these are the items that were all factored in. And for the month of February, it looks like all items saw an increase of 0.4%. Food saw no increase. Food at home saw no increase there. Food away from home saw an increase of 0.1%. Energy saw an increase of 2.3%. We got energy commodities saw an increase of 3.6%. Then 3.8% was energy. What is that? Let's go ahead and I'll probably have to zoom in so you guys can see it anyways. But 3.8%, that's going to be gasoline types. So it looks like that's going to be the biggest increase for the month of February is gasoline. All types saw an increase of 3.8%. So maybe again at the pump, we saw a larger increase. 1.1% increase. This is for fuel oil. And then we saw an increase of 0.8% for energy services, electricity 0.3%, utility gas pipe services 2.3%, and it says all items less food and energy 0.4%. And then going down the list, what is this? We have commodities saw an increase of 0.1%, new vehicles saw a decrease of 0.1%, and then we saw an increase of 0.5%. Right on over here for used cars. Apparel saw an increase of 0.6%. We saw medical care commodities saw an increase of 0.1%, 0.5%. We got services less, energy services, shelter increase of 0.4%. Transportation services increase of 1.4%, and then medical care services a decrease of 0.1%. So looks like the biggest increase for the month of February, just again as a takeaway, is gasoline all types, and that was an increase of 3.1%. And then we saw new vehicles and medical care services each saw a decrease of 0.1%. So all right, and look at that. NASDAQ market in the green. I'm excited because I would love to see how news outlets twist this economic report to justify the market's reaction in the green. Because the CPI data report is clear as day. It did not come in as expected. We came in at 3.2%. So inflation is actually higher than what was expected. So I would love to see how they justify, markets are rallying because inflation is not as bad as what was expected. But again, through the eyes of the Federal Reserve, like the way that I view it is you can't be afraid to go with the market. So if the market actually does continue to break out and show signs of higher highs and higher lows and you want to trade it, you can't be afraid to, right? You have to respect market's direction for what it is. But I take it as a grain of salt, right? Knowing that it has no actual ground on the fundamental side to be rallying, right? Because this report was not good. Inflation is not good. This is 2 economic reports in a row where it comes in worse than what was expected. Last inflation expectation was 2.9%, and then it came in at 3.1%. Now this report was 3.1% expectation. We came in at 3.2%. So why is it going up if CPI is higher? Again, if they don't think that it's as bad as what was expected, maybe that could be it. But why is it going higher? Market has no reason. And feel free, right? Let me know in the live chat if you think that there's any valid reason on why the market should be going up with a higher than expected CPI data report. It's just greed. It's not as bad as what is expected. So the market's just going to try to continue to rally. It's going to try. And that's all that it's ever been doing. It just continues and continues to try. So overall, NASDAQ market still showing signs of this ascending support. You see this? Ascending support and ascending resistance. Market's still incredibly bullish. So please just be aware of that, right? Respect the market direction. You guys know that I love shorting, but you also have to respect market's direction. There's no reason to short if market direction is against you, okay? So as of right now, market's still bullish. It's testing signs of a potential reversal to come back up to previous highs. And we'll see if this continues. We'll see if it actually holds or closer to market open. We'll see if market ends up correcting itself and we begin to see more selling pressure once the truth comes to light. Okay? Stay patient, stay calculated. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes for our live trading session. So this is where you'll actually be able to see me enter and exit trades if I end up taking one during our live stream. And again, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. We're running a sell right now. It's 50% off, and it starts right at market opens. If you sign up right now, you'll be able to watch me trade live by the time the market opens, and that's that second link in the description down below. So again, I really do appreciate you guys tuning on in. I hope I made it easier to understand where that CPI data report is, how it got released, what exactly was shared in that report. And yeah, just one step closer to being able to do it on your own, right? So overall CPI 3.2%, core CPI, all items less food and energy, that's 3.8%. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. Hope that we're in a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take